Hey guys, welcome back to Clownfish TV. This is Kneon. I'm not here with Geeky Sparkles. I'm going to talk about YouTube, and they're having a very, very bad week. Apparently, every time YouTube posts on X, whether it's YouTube or Team YouTube, there are a lot of X users who are there and ready to community note everything that they're saying. Every damn thing YouTube is posting is getting a community note talking about their ridiculous AI moderation and channels getting banned and the lack of views and all of this nonsense going on with YouTube that frankly has been going on since 2023 with the promotion of Neil Mohan coming in and taking over YouTube, and everything has gotten very, very bad. And this year especially, in the last 6 months, YouTube, for most content creators, if you're not doing shorts for long form content creators, the views have cratered. And it's not just smaller creators, right? A lot of people have been talking about this. I know everyone's like, well, that's just because these channels fell off. No, actually, we have this guy, Mario Jews, who I'm not familiar with. I had to go look him up. But he was a consultant and advisor to some very, very large YouTube channels, the largest YouTube channels out there, including MrBeast. And he flat out said that the data is showing that all creators are seeing a decline in views as YouTube pushes slop content basically to the forefront and uses AI to moderate the platform. A lot of people are not happy. They're not happy with YouTube, and they're venting that frustration on X. And some people are speculating that a lot of the nonsense that's going on right now might have something to do with the Q4 ad revenue, that YouTube is looking for ways to pocket more of that Q4 spend. I can tell you, as I've said in previous videos on our channel, we're getting garbage ads. Like, we're not getting the quality of ads that we have gotten in previous years. I don't know what's going on. I know a lot of the channels on my homepage now are shorts channels with very few subscribers. Now, actually, I want to give a shout out to Shadversity, Shad Brooks. I was watching his video, and we've been kind of comparing notes behind the scenes now for about a year or so. But I was watching his video on the subject, and he also was echoing, our sentiment that it seems like they're trying to push creators who are not in the partner program, because that's less money that YouTube has to shell out. And it seems like they're hurting financially. Something is going on. They're telling people that they can take, voluntary buyouts and all this other crazy stuff. And then we're seeing a massive drop off in ad revenue, a massive drop off in views. And this guy here is saying that the big channels are dropping off too, that the algorithm is fundamentally broken, and everybody's calling YouTube out. And I don't know what it's going to take for this to reach critical mass for the mainstream media to take a look at it, because right now the narrative is YouTube is pivoting to Hollywood. YouTube is having its best years ever. Everything is fantastic. And that might be the case for them as a company, but for creators, it's a very different story. So before we get into it any further, please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants, guys, and find us elsewhere. I'm going to tell you right now, we're on Spotify. We're pretty much wherever you listen to podcasts. You can listen to Clownfish TV. We are also on Rumble. We are also on Odyssey. And I'm telling you to go to these other places and subscribe, because I don't know what YouTube is going to look like a year from now. I'm going to be completely honest. And if you want to support the channel, I'm actually going to tell you not to give us super chats or anything like that, but actually go out to more.clownfishtv.com. That's more.clownfishtv.com, where we're going to start posting more of our podcasts and other content over there. Basically, whatever would have been member content on YouTube, we're not going to give it to YouTube. They don't get 30%. We keep most of it over on Substack. So we're going to tell you to go over there instead and screw it. We've been doing YouTube for a long time, longer than most people realize. We actually started around 2011, 2012 with a different channel, and things were very, very different back then. And I don't like where YouTube is headed. It feels like they're trying to be TikTok. It feels like they're trying to be Netflix. It feels like they're trying to be anything but YouTube. And a lot of people are noticing. I mean, a lot of people. So this isn't just Clownfish TV is complaining because their views dropped. Now, fuck off. It's everybody. And I think a lot of people that aren't talking about publicly don't want to look weak or they don't want to look like they're whining, because it's kind of hard to take it seriously when you've got, somebody out there, it's clearly a multimillionaire being like, my views are down. I only made $100,000 this month. I mean, it's kind of like first world problems, right? Let's look at FaZe Clan kid, that Lacey, was it Lacey, who was on Twitch last year or earlier this year, complaining about only making $2,000 a day. And if he wanted to only make $2,000 a day, he would have become a mailman. I'm like, what freaking planet are you living on? And on Twitch, though, they do that because they're trying to get people to, give them more super chats or whatever they call them over there, bits or whatever. But yeah, YouTube is definitely headed down a dark path, and people are noticing. They're calling them out. God, look at this. Everything. YouTube, 23 hours ago, curling up with a blanket, some snacks to watch 2-hour breakdown of the 3-hour movie you just watched. Community note, and hope the channel that makes those breakdowns will still be around in the future. YouTube is massively removing channels without adequate explanation thanks to its inefficient AI moderation, and it's extremely difficult to recover this once it happens. Here we go again. YouTube, if you ever posted a YouTube tutorial on anything, you deserve a gold star. YouTube has falsely terminated dozens of tutorial channels in late 2025 alone, wiping out 1 million sub creators, 13-year archives, and 40K sub channels overnight with no human review or appeals. It's on all these websites. Ars Technica has it. Let's pull some of these up. Deserto and Sportskeeda. These are all considered mainstream media outlets. YouTubers report widespread channel terminations and strikes with no warning. Sportskeeda, YouTube falsely terminating creators' channels controversy. What exactly is happening? And Ars Technica, YouTube denies AI was involved with odd removal of tech tutorials. Yeah, a lot of people are seeing a lot of weird stuff going on. Thankful for creators who inspire us every day. You certainly aren't thankful. YouTube has been falsely banning people without giving them the opportunity for appeal, as their AI systems sabotage the effort. They furthermore lie about the extent of AI involvement in this field. When your watch history is more accurate than your horoscope, it's important to note that YouTube is rolling out a feature where if a user pauses for a video for 10 seconds, an advertisement will appear. Yeah, they're really monetizing the hell out of YouTube. And that's why I'm like, is there something going on financially with YouTube that we are unaware of? It's not just about like record view time or watch time or record revenue, net revenue, gross revenue. What is going on over there that they're willing to buy people out that have been there for a long time, that they're clearly trying to squeeze every penny out of this platform that they can? It really feels like something is up financially with YouTube. Or Neil Mohan came in and he's just like, yeah, we're just going to bleed this site dry, right? So yeah, last couple days, definitely getting hit. They're getting hit over on the Team YouTube side too with proposed community notes. This one here, readers add context. The use of AI and automated decision-making has been proven in many cases, such as YouTube support and automated responses on X. They're saying that they're not doing it. I think that's bullshit. Personally, I think they think it's bullshit. The first half of 2025, 76% of 5 million channels false banned for spam and scams. It's estimated less than 10 million were banned in November alone. 10 million channels banned in November. What the hell is going on? Here, we saw a lot of questions this week about content moderation and appeals. With the help of our trusted safety teammates, we're sharing answers here. YouTube uses AI for content moderation and for appeals. Yeah, I mean, it's too fast. It's too fast for a human to read it. Many creators were false flagged as being ban evading from the same account, proving this tweet is accurate. Videos showing how to use Windows 11 offline were marked as dangerous or violent content by AI. God, this is insane. So this guy here, Mario Jews, who I'm not familiar with. Again, I had to Google him, but he's described as a retention director for 100 million plus subscriber creators, MrBeast, Stokes Twins, Allen's Universe, and many more. And he's saying, yeah, the algorithm actually changed, and for the worst. For the worse. He said, before I begin, a direct note to all my friends at YouTube. So this guy knows people at YouTube. I truly respect what you've been doing for the past year, and I know you'll take this problem seriously, but I'm also aware that you often have your hands tied, and there isn't much you can personally do. I won't reveal any sensitive information that people can't find out by themselves. Let's begin. A few months ago, creators of all sizes started noticing a significant change in the overall performance of their channels. Yes, it started in May. We noticed it in May, and then a massive drop-off in like August. And then we had another hit this month. Usually this is related to the overall behavior of the audience. However, this one felt different. It wasn't just one or two channels. It was every single channel I was working on and more. These are channels that pull 100 million to 1 billion views per month. So again, these massive channels are taking a huge hit too. It's not just small fries like us, okay? And this is the guy who helps the MrBeasts of the world get to the size that they're at, right? Or at least manages those channels, or helps manage those channels. First, I was like, all right, let's find out where we're going. Maybe we're missing something. However, after weeks and months, no answers were found. This was frustrating not only for myself, but also for the creators who are relying on these answers to maintain their channel, business, and livelihood. Yeah, I know of creators who had staffs that they're laying people off. We've had to pare back, and we don't really have that many people, but we've had to pare back. If you're pulling in, hundreds of millions of views a month, and you're paying people salaries out of that, and there are channels out there that, are doing really, really well, and they're paying salaries out of that, and all of a sudden your views are halved, what do you do? Right? I mean, and again, it sounds like first world problems. I'm only making $2,000 a day. That'd be fine if it's just you, but if you've got other people you got to take care of, what are you going to do? He said, that's when we made a breakthrough, a way of looking at data we had missed. You see, this entire time we were analyzing the channel as a whole, new and old videos combined. However, we weren't focused on isolating older content, specifically content with a published date older than 1 month. That's where, for the first time, we noticed something unusual. We saw a complete crash in short form views on content older than 1 month. What we found was that somewhere in the middle of September, YouTube pushed a significant change in their short form algorithm, which impacted nearly every short form creator across the platform. Why is this a problem? Because it affects every creator we care about. It didn't matter if you were a smaller creator, one of the top 10 creators. We haven't found many people who were spared. I'll leave a brief explanation at the bottom so you can check your own channel. Now, he's talking about shorts, which is interesting. And these weren't just entertainment or educational creators, it was both. What we found is that YouTube seems to have implemented a change that strongly prioritizes content uploaded in the last month, roughly 28 to 30 days. We're still unsure, okay? But what impact does this have, and why do I believe this is something that should be brought to light? The first impact we're seeing is a shift away from quality to quantity. Often creators live off the revenue generated, not just AdSense, from those bigger content pieces. A strong portion of this revenue comes from their back catalog, meaning older content. With this change, you're increasing the importance of high volume uploads in the first 30 days. Basically, you're being encouraged to post as much slop as fast as you can on YouTube. What do I believe is happening? Why is this change going through? I believe there are two reasons. First, to hit certain targets with shorts, plain and simple. I don't believe this is what's best for the creator type of play. It's more like a we want to compete with TikTok type of play. It's not unreasonable. Now, I'm going to stop there because he's not talking about long form content apparently, but they're pushing shorts over long form content. Why is that a problem? Well, for content creators, you don't get paid nearly as much on shorts as you do on long form content. It doesn't cost as much to advertise on shorts. The revenue shares in YouTube's favor. You don't get paid as much. It's significantly less. I know because we've done some trial and error with stuff, and you can actually have millions of views on a short and make way less money than you make on 20, 30,000 views on long form video. That's the truth. There are channels out there that are primarily shorts channels that are getting 100+ million views a month, and they're making like a couple $1,000s for the month. It's ridiculous, but that's more money Google gets to put in their pockets, right? And that's really what this is about. Let's be honest. That's what this is about. He said the second reason, which I believe to be the actual leading reason, is a push for recency, freshness, or novelty, whichever term they would choose to use. But that's weird because the long form content, they're pulling up videos from like 3 or 4 years ago and pushing those to people. Some content needs freshness, news, streaming highlights, etc., medical information. We've noticed that certain top content pieces, individual videos, still get a significant amount of views, so it looks more like prioritization than anything else. Regardless, while I'm private, I find it fun to refer to the situation as the flattening. In reality, this is a very concerning moment where simple ideas turn into a massive hit toward the creator economy. Yes, and this is just the tip of the iceberg of changes that have been affecting people. Okay, so he's noticing it shorts. I'm telling you it's all over the place, and I'm telling you with long form content, it started in May. May of this year was when it was really noticeable, and then we saw another drop off in August, and then something happened more recently. It's important that changes on the platform aren't just focused on the consumer, but the preservation of a healthy creator economy that allows creators to grow their businesses, teams, and create better content. They don't care, Mario. They don't care. They really don't care. They want maximum revenue. Without a focus on both the creator and the consumer, you'll quickly run into an issue of low-quality slop that makes people want to go elsewhere. This is what's going on. Shorts are slop. They are. And a lot of them are AI-generated overseas stuff. And they're churning it out at such a rate that nobody can compete. Like no one person could compete. There are entire channels that have popped up literally overnight with AI narration, all that stuff. And, they're turning out inaccurate videos. I was watching a pop culture video. It was recommended probably because, we run Clownfish TV, and it was full of really inaccurate. Like obviously this script was written by ChatGPT, trained off of like Reddit or something, because it was just wrong. The whole video was wrong, but it was like the top video. I forget what it was. It was like I think it was Alf or something. It was like one of these 80s shows. And I'm like, I know that's wrong. And I know that's wrong. And I know that's wrong. I'm like, what the hell? Like a simple Google search would have told you what actually happened. But yeah, it's a mess. If there's any call to action here for you, whether you're a creator or viewer, I encourage you to leave your thoughts here to encourage YouTube to rethink its decision or at least optimize it. So it's also regarding the importance of keeping a healthy creator economy. They're just going to look at the bottom line, dude. That's it. That's Neil Mohan's all about the bottom line in Hollywood. And he thinks Hollywood is going to get him a fatter bottom line because they're going to try to compete now with Disney Plus and Hulu and Netflix because they want those ads too. And that's what this is all about. They want premium subscribers and they want maximum advertising revenue. And if that means you just shove shorts in front of people, like slop shorts, and that's what it takes, that's what they're going to do. Yeah, so he says he's left out some sensitive information, but you can see the flattening, he calls it here, which is kind of crazy. So this is a guy, again, who manages a lot of channels, and that's not even getting into the false strikes. That's not even getting into all the other issues we're having with YouTube. And yeah, I mean, YouTube really needs to watch it because it's not going to take much to dethrone them. What's going to happen is somebody's going to come along with something better and everybody's going to jump ship. And all the creators are going to jump ship. They're going to take their audiences with them. I mean, people still use YouTube. I'm not saying YouTube is going to end just like in the previous video. YouTube is not going to end, but it's definitely going to become less and less relevant if there are viable alternatives to it. And right now, we just don't have any viable alternatives. And that's the problem. But look, MySpace was the internet for a lot of people for a long time. AOL was the internet for a lot of people for a long time, and now they're completely irrelevant. And the same thing could happen to YouTube or Google if they don't watch it. I'm just saying. So I'm going to wrap it up, guys. Again, the Life Raft is over at more.clownfishtv.com. We will talk later.